But black people have the necessary pigmentation in their face that vibrates the face. And the thing you saw today, nobody had a makeup except blood or special effects. I don't use makeup on black people because black people do have this aura. This aura, you should really study and look. All of you have this aura. If you study that, that becomes your vocabulary. In filmmaking, you call it all the time. When you're directing, it comes to you. You become observant. Always. The biggest problem with black kids, of your age especially, is noise. Noise is your biggest enemy. You guys, you feel, and you bring it to college, you feel if there's no noise, something's wrong. You don't like silence. And I don't know, I'm trying to do a movie someday. Black people are scared of silence. And I don't have script yet, but I want to really develop a story of why are we scared of silence when it should be a moment of reflection that everything we took in the mall or the marketplace we went. And so you need to interact with it. If you want to be a filmmaker, you cannot get lost in the party. You have to be in the party and outside the party. You have to create two personalities, the observer and the involver. You cannot afford not to be involved, but at the same time you have to also know how to observe. If you never observe, you don't have the vocabularies of life at your fingertips to call them. When you direct, especially if you're a woman, if you're black, the crew is like, can she do it? They're making you nervous already. So if you don't have your vocabulary at your fingertips, you're in trouble. Because the world that first a black director suspects of, maybe it was just a topic. What does he know? This is the attitude, the whole union facing you, the gaffer, the whole world waiting for you to come walk in and say, okay, I want you to move from there, and then getting buckling. It's very, very tense. A lot of my friends, this is their biggest problem. They walk on the set, they have to prove they're somebody. It's not normal. And so, how do you fight all these things? By doing your homework. What's the homework of a filmmaker? Seeing, listening. Seeing, listening. If you never studied your grandmother's wrinkles, you can never be a successful filmmaker. If you don't see your mother beyond what she's angry at you, if you can't go into the metaphor of what's bothering her inside, if you see a killing and you don't know what's behind the killing, you're in trouble. I was amazed the other day. A friend of mine walked into my house. His son was split from here to here, almost left for dead. And I was completely shocked when he told me. But he was more sympathetic to the guy who did it because he came back from the war and he's become schizophrenic from Iraq to here and he's going around hurting people. He's sad for him. He said, my son, I'm glad he's alive, but I'm sad for this kid who now, they brought him, they took him to Iraq and let him loose in the community. And he's killed so many people there, he's going around hurting people. Even the police are scared to catch him now. They're like preparing to catch him like a big beast. Okay? So now this gives me an insight on how, if you cannot see why she's hurt, okay? If you cannot see, for example, when I first came to Howard, my first assignment in script writing was to write on hair. And hair in the black community is a serious issue. Okay? Everywhere. Jamaica, anywhere you go. So I said, okay, write a script about hair. You know why I make them write about hair, especially the women? They start to write things that bother them about hair. Because that's the first thing that was attacked in their childhood. And so they start writing beautiful scripts. So why am I saying here? It's because it has to come from you. Every film you want to do, you should die to do it. If it's just like that, don't worry. It will be done or something. But the film you will die to do, you will do. You cannot imagine. Google on this film, just on the title, okay? All the Hollywood films you see cannot come close to it. 25 prizes and 25 major international films. As I walked here, before I came here, a woman from Japan sending me the Bible from Japan. Sold to Poland. Okay? They're not saying it, oh, we don't know how to show African film. No. They're taking you with the term the film cannot film. So I'm a film, period. Not perfect, not best, not super than anything, but I'm a film. And they took it in that terms. I feel this is the most successful part of the film. And this is made it, it's made it in a contract. And so, for me, you have to know, most of it is a homework for you. You're in high school, wherever you are, you have to begin to sit and observe. Sound is very good. Only sound you hear, I'm known for my sound. I don't play. 3 months I was in the snow in Hamburg, Germany, doing the sound. And the engineer guy working with me was amazed how I'm putting things to make all the sounds I want. You know? And he's like, always, every day, what do you have now to pull? I said, go get me a rain sound. Go get me a thunder now. Because I'm putting the sound I want with this image to come. And where does it come from you? Now, if you're like some of my students I saw out of my class who are wearing earphones all the time, I say, how are the birds going to come and talk to you? How do you know how a door squeaks when you have to do your contract? And you say, no, it's so many. But you plug 24 hours. You know? So you guys have to know one thing. You guys, I'm glad I was not to your generation because it's harder on you guys. Why? You have all this connecting, multitasking. All this thing is not letting you interact genuinely with, you have to find, like me, I'm now, my family and the Europeans who I work with, they're begging me to have a cell phone. I'm about to buckle. I resisted. I have 6 kids, all of them with cell phones. They write less, I write more. They're younger than me, but still, I do more work than them. Because you know why? They're texting. Most of the texting is really private. Okay? But it is like the new, drug that's just addicted people. Now, I'm saying that to say, take advantage of it. I think people need a cell phone if you're expecting your partner having a baby. I think it's important. If you are sending a rocket at non-stop, you need a cell phone. I really think you need, if you're a doctor, you need a cell phone. But you're a student, keep it away, except for emergency, and let it not preoccupy you, because what happens is, whoever is inventing this is bombarding you to be receptive, not reactive throwers of ideas. Instead of you singing your song to the world, now you're receiving in 1,000 ways, and they're occupying you. And when are you free to meditate, think about what you feel about your mother, your friend, your sister, your cousin, the preacher, or the person who abused you? How can you make those transactions if you are permanently floating? That you have to fight, and still take advantage of the technology your generation is empowering. To balance that is important, but I'll tell you, sister, if you don't write once a week or once a day something, if you don't write about a character, an idea that comes to you,